我觉得小王北是一位上刺客英雄的选手。我在之前的珠海德玛西亚杯上面也输给他，我希望现在的我可以赢下他，也赢下 BLG。
AJ 是一名非常优秀的上单，他打团很厉害，然后给队友能创造机会，我希望在线上能赢过他吧。
Well, if your only goal is to beat Amazing J in lane, and Xiao Ao is a good laner, and Amazing J is not a good laner, then I feel like you kind of like already put that scenario like in your own favor, you know what I mean?
Man.
And hey, he did that. He actually smashed him in the tank versus tank matchup. So good job, Xiao Ao. You've managed to do it.
He always has Hacker in the back pocket, which I love to see when it comes to Suning Gaming. They're like, even when we had the tank v tank matchup, all that means that we have a better setup for the top lane dive or gank that always seems to happen. So yeah, set yourself up for the 100% on every test. Be like, is it 1 + 1 = 2? I guess I got another golden star, mama. Let's bring it on.
Hey,
I got it. Let's go.
Set your own goals and make them achievable, and you too can be a star player. I mean, there you go. I was also just super surprised with because Raz and I, before we went live, just behind us was the trailer for the all the stadiums that are happening in the LPL, all the new stadiums.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, it's you. Wait, it's me. Because we did a bunch of filming a couple weeks back and we just completely forgot about it. So there you go. Check that one out. I think it'll be happening on stream as well. So there you go, happening on one of our breaks. But we're coming back into our second game now between BLG and Suning. And do you think this is going to be a sweep, Mr. Barenta Raz?
I think it goes to 3. I think one thing to take note of is how long the games are getting nowadays.
That's true.
Sucks for BLG. Like the fact that BLG throughout the entire split has found themselves in a really speedy meta, which they were not an early game team. They're a much longer game team. And you see 8.16 coming up into the future. Hopefully, I think that's going to be in the playoff patch. More catered towards tanks. Unfortunately, you're not getting the playoffs. But based off this meta alone, you can get to that late game portion where team fighting matters. One of the biggest weaknesses Suning Gaming has had through their career so far in the LPL has been team fighting and been nailing down games as it gets to the 20-25 minute mark. That was a good example of that, and it seems like BLG, if they can keep at it, can take them down 2-0 to your point. But I think Suning Gaming can have a better early game this time around.
Yeah, and again, Suning are hungry right now because, yes, they are locked into the playoffs, but they really want to gain momentum because we talk about momentum and it was like, that's a wishy-washy concept, but it's very much a real thing, you know? Like, if a team is winning a bunch of games, they will just continue to win because their mindset is good. And it's such a big thing in any sport, to be honest, but definitely a thing in the LPL. We have so many, like, high-fee teams. I mean, BLG being one of them. If they win a bunch of games, they will just continue to win.
And just really remember what their goal is going into playoffs, because going into playoffs, they have to go the distance. The fact that they couldn't get the job done in spring split and get into playoffs, they have 0 points for that work. Now you have to go into split 2, where now JD are very likely going to be having a minimum of 40 points based off the fact that they're second place in the Eastern Conference. And then with how the points have been distributed, I talked about it earlier, Suning Gaming have to make a deep playoff run to really nail down a gauntlet position. While for this specific game, you're like, well, that doesn't matter. In this game, like you're already locked into the playoffs, right? You have very limited stage time that you have on it. And so going up against BLG, a great team fight team. A team that has been on the stage before in playoff time last split. And now they're shaping up to be a playoff-ready team that's not in the playoffs. This is great practice for you.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, I think talking to Suning a little bit more, you know, like this is almost like the perfect time, like either this or next split, because they've been slowly ramping up split by split. I don't think we've had a single split so far since Suning had joined the LPL where I've been like, oh, they're starting to plateau, or oh, they're actually, you know, regressing. I actually think they've gotten better every single split. And at the very least, their standings out of the regular season has proved that.
Exactly. And I think one of the biggest points that really hit it home for me was when they brought in Angel losing Knight. I expected a trough from that one. And technically there was at least 2 games where you're like, maybe they're getting their sea legs. But Angel came in very quickly and really joined the team as a great team fighter. He didn't have the longer pause that Knight had in the beginning of spring when the team had to say, well, we're changing everything so we have a 1-3-1, that we have 2 carries. Suning Gaming in the past, remember having Fen and Dien, we're just a 1-carry team that actually either went towards Xiao and sometimes Fury. And then when they moved towards Angel, they already had set up a system in place for them to really cater towards supporting a mid lane carry. So it was a very easy transition.
Yeah, they have multi-threat and they also had early game tactics. You know, I think that was one of the most interesting things to me, that like when you see a lot of new teams in any professional league, they don't really know what they're doing. You know, they'll just go onto the riff with a bunch of good players and then see how it goes. But Suning Gaming had set plays that they would execute every single time. Top lane, bot lane, mostly top lane, but it would always work out.
A lot of the new teams, I'd say globally, if I were to think back towards Europe, I would say Ninjas in Pajamas. They would have a great early game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say the one when they had Profit in the top lane.
Okay.
But like, they were a team that were great in the early game, and Shook and all that. Issue is that being able to close the game as it went towards Baron was an issue. And that's actually very similar to what Suning Gaming's had in terms of the problems last split and the year before that. They're getting much better than that, showcasing, as you pointed out, towards their standings. And I think it's really based around what their priorities when they get towards the Baron fights now. We'll probably see it in this game because they already got slammed in game 1. When they get around Barons, they're a lot more willing to, more liberal in starting the fight rather than just burning the Baron buff. They've become a lot more decisive as a team.
100% as we get into Champion Select. For game number 2, it will be Suning Gaming taking away the Misfortune, Tam Kench, and Morgana. And BLG will get the Aatrox out of here. No Akali today. And also no Yasuo. So anyway, all the hypey picks in the mid lane, and also sad to see Misfortune on the bench. Do you like a bit of Misfortune? A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, being on red side, if you're BLG, usually you would hate it. The fact that they're elected towards it means that, of course, counter picks is going to be their main priority. Remember, Athena getting the counter pick in the last game is really what got it for them. The Vel'Koz really paid dividends. And I think that Suning Gaming giving them the Rakan Xayah last time around, I wonder if they do it again because that was a big no-no. BLG could actually just go back to the same composition.
They could do it right here. I mean, actually, BLG have like the pick of the litter, to be honest. I mean, they have so many things, right? They have the Camille to be up for Amazing J, or for the jungle as well from Mianhua. They could go Gragas, but I feel like, imagine if you just went Rakan Camille right here.
Yeah, Rakan Camille is a big one. I understand that going towards Gragas is a flex in both ways. Mianhua doesn't usually go towards the Camille pick, so
less of a flex, yeah.
I would respect that. I think they should just lock in the Rakan. I think it's very safe to do that, knowing that both the Tahm Kench and the Morgana have been found out by Suning Gaming. So it is a no-brainer. The only real thing that if you're Suning Gaming and you're saying that, yeah, if they take the Rakan, I'll pick up the Alistar of my own. So it just means that BLG willing to pick up Rhodes Alistar, something that he's really etched his name in the LPL for. But that means you give away the Rakan if that's what Suning Gaming...
They don't want it.
Wow.
No one cares about the Rakan.
No one loves you.
Instant lock of the Gangplank and the Swain right here.
That's insane. I love the Rakan booty. I love seeing Rakan run around the map. We don't get that.
He charmed me.
Unfortunate.
Sad boys. I mean, if I'm BLG, I just say, you know, screw it, let's pick up the Rakan anyway. Let's shove it mid lane. Get Alistar Rakan, heck yeah, what a draft.
Get it in there.
I mean, yeah, I guess no one's going to pick up the Rakan map. Maybe BLG just decides to ban it away on the next phase now and decides to pick up a tank.
They pick up Cho'Gath. Thank God. I was like, where's your damage, please, somebody? And I understand that we've been seeing a lot of AP Gragas, but the issue is that he is not consistent damage. So locking in the Camille is necessary. Otherwise, you'd really pull your mid lane and AD carry into something a lot more of a hyper carry, and then it makes it easier for Suning Gaming to start banning up. Zai would be an immediate ban, so, or Kaisa as well. So there we go. Not going to be an issue that Camille got locked in.
Yeah, totally fine. Last minute Camille lock in. Shen ban out there from BLG towards Suning.
He's going to ban Kaisa anyways.
Yeah, just... I mean, you've got to be scared of Jinja to a certain point. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually thought it was something like a Jin ban, maybe. I don't know. BLG looking towards their final ban right here.
I would say, of course, knowing that Suning Gaming have Swain locked in means that their lane is fine as long as they don't go up against. I would say something else with range. Varus is another one that.
Oh, Varus is open, yeah.
So if I'm Suning Gaming, take out the range out of it. I understand Kaisa has great snowball potential with her ulti if she ever gets a lead in lane. If you take out the Varus, you have no range, no way to actually start fights bottom lane. I would appreciate it. Wow.
LeBlanc, okay, left turn.
That's
yeah,
right.
I mean, right now, like, Jin Zhao can pick whatever he wants. He can actually just wait until final pick if he wants to as well. He knows what he's going to be laning into, and also soon you have to reveal their support. So, yeah, he might actually just look towards the mid lane pick right here. Or he could just go AD carry, do whatever he wants.
People would question the LeBlanc ban just because Athena has been much more of a mage player, as in like caster, an Azir type rather than an assassin, but he has played as the LeBlanc in the past. So just saying that we don't want to deal with the champion itself, want to strengthen Angel. I think Angel likely trying to go towards the Swain pickup, the possibility. Okay, this would be interesting. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah, there definitely are. I'd be surprised if he goes Azir, to be honest, since we literally just saw a Falcons in the last game. Okay, yeah. We're going to see ourselves as Zoe out from Suning, and it's going to be a Leona into the bottom lane. So a bit of an aggro bottom lane. Leona and Swain, actually.
So immediately, just from the Zoe pick, I know a lot of people's eyes on Leona, but I want to talk about Zoe just a little bit. And I get what I want.
You're the analyst here, and you get whatever you want.
They just set up the pick. That's all it really is. LeBlanc is a good matchup into the Zoe. They really wanted Angel Zoe because he's performed phenomenally this summer with the pick itself. So this means that they give him the comfort pick while going on to the hard engage, and that's when we can talk about the Leona. Leona. So that's just the kill lane. I know we see a lot of iterations of a kill lane, bottom lane. Shen last game. Get Leona this time around. So anyone that locks him through, the passive of Swain being able to bring him back, and then you throw in your never move. There's a lot of CC potential here. So if you're Alistar, you know, gotta watch out a little bit.
Yeah, I actually love the lane, specifically talking about from Leona's perspective, because you just gotta land Xenoblade and you're good. Or you can just walk up and hit Q. Then both of those ways are perfect ways for Swain to instantly drag them back towards him. Leona doesn't have a problem to stick onto a target, instantly gets the Eclipse, and it's all happy days and a sunny day for Leona.
I genuinely don't know this matchup just because we've seen Leona into Alistar before, and it's pretty damn good for Alistar. You can play the lane passively. If he gets hooked in by Leona, just
get off me.
Yeah, you press Q, and then you walk up forward, and then you W him towards your turret. So it's actually really poor for the Leona historically. The reason what I don't understand is when we see Leona lock him in, maybe we see the passive coming in from Swain, so he immediately gets the lockdown right from the E, so you don't get an opportunity as an Alistar to just, you know, press the rage Q button. He's like, get off of me.
I mean, in fighting games terms, I actually think it's a true combo. Cause like you go Xenoblade, and that's like a tiny stun. If you instantly follow up with the Swain, because it is technically a root, then you follow up with Leona's Q or the never move, and you're done, kid.
That's what is surprising. Like that's what I really want to see out of this lane, because these guys must have run it frequently for the Leona to come into this matchup. They've had a lot of iterations of the Swain Shen, Swain Alistar. This time it's gonna be Swain and Leona. Maybe that's the play. I mean, knowing that you're picking into the Alistar, you have to recognize that whenever Leona E's in, that's the problem that she has. But Swain might be able to cover that.
The other thing is, like, I actually quite like Leona into a pick, any pick that has a spell shield, because you Xenoblade, and yes, they don't get rooted, but you still go to them. You still jump on top of them, and then you've got a Q. And if you time your W, you can use that as well, and like, then you also have Swain on top of that. So it's actually really nice into both of those picks into bottom lane.
Yeah, I'm feeling it for the Sivir. You know, Sivir's gonna get a lot of things thrown at her. She can spell shield one, but I don't know about the rest.
Spell shield them all. We'll see how they're going to cope as we head into the second game right here. We'll see if BLG can sweep it, but I really like the draft coming in from Suning. Yeah, it feels like Suning have gotten themselves their own Yelly man. Because they definitely saw JD. We had our e-commerce wars, and it was actually Suning Day. We had the Suning mascot in the studio. And since then, they've had a very loud chants.
You gotta find a way to hype up your audience, because they're only as loud as the person that's really hyping them up.
That's true, yeah.
JD got them around them. I understand that JD for so long as a team were struggling getting into the top 4 of their own conference, naturally being in the East. So fans were coming in fairly slowly. No notable names in the organization, but they started coming through. The wins started coming. They already had the cult following based off of the JD guy alone.
Yeah.
So they've been
People
doing well
like
for
winners.
themselves. They do.
Yeah. Everyone likes a winner. It's always nice to be a fan of a team who consistently wins. Let's take a look at the keystones right here. Seems pretty standard across the board.
Only thing I'm going to make a point of is the Predator Gragas we've been seeing a lot exclusively, I would say, coming in from Spirit. It's so fun to just watch, by the way. And then the Lethal Tempo Sivir. So topical, because she's getting jumped on.
Yeah, this is level 1, by the way, and that's the combo you were talking about. You and actually maybe bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Level 1 is typically not when you want to engage as Leona, but he was really hungry to get the combo to go off. Of course, he's alongside the Swain.
I wonder if he knew that Alistar got W in the first rank, because usually it's the Q first. So for Alistar to get W, didn't expect the Alistar to be like, all right, I'm moving around you.
Yeah. But that's an adaptation on an adaptation, you know. Rhodes saw this matchup and he was just like, alright, and he was like, teleport behind Leona, nothing personal.
Nothing present.
Hits him back into the tower. It's like, well, there you go. He's never going to get to do that ever again, though, in his laning phase, so enjoy it while it lasts, Rhodes.
Enjoy this one little bit of a... Wait, did he actually just get Ignite in the lane? Was that the first thing he
Yeah,
got?
I think Angel just picked up Ignite, yeah. You remember the days where Ignite used to give you 5 AD and AP, so you just walk into lane and Ignite your opponent?
It reminded me of the Reginald style of
Yeah.
trading mid, where you just immediately trade on, like, you're playing Zed, start with Ignite, and you just go for the flat trade because of the AD that it gives you.
Hit him with the Ignite, hit him with the blue card.
Excellent.
And there you go, job done.
You just had to
That's
put in
your
the
laning
blue
phase.
card.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the name, and I felt like I had to. You know, I always think about now... Huh?
Okay,
Oh,
it
okay.
applied. It got in.
Like, what? I always think about nowadays how many of our viewers actually, you know, used to watch in Season 1, Season 2, because we're in Season 8. We've had a lot of seasons, Rads.
We've had a lot of seasons.
Well, Yoon chose another bad time to go in right there.
Oh!
Oh, what a pull coming in from Fury. We'll see if he can... Nope. Do a barrel roll. Oh, that's a good emote. I haven't seen the Tarek one before. I like it coming in from Road. Always an innovator.
Of course, the flash from Greg is just to get him in position, but Fury is like, get the hell out of here. The damage not done too much from Yanhua. If his Q is alright, then I think that Swain played it really well. Fury, of course, body blocking for the Leona for quite some time, but it doesn't matter. The damage is going to pile up.
He actually pulled the Gragas away. He was like, get off my Leona.
Get away!
Yeah. Still will go down in the end, but I still like the attempt from Fury. First blood goes to BLG right here. Hacker is going to annihilate the Gromp. Also, talking about the borders right now, you can see on your screen, this is a new voting system that is in the LPL being premiered right now. I was told that it only goes up to gold. Now, I see a platinum border.
Yep.
I see a silver one right here, and this is the fans at home in the Chinese client can go and vote on the players, and also it's impacted by what they do in game as well. So if they take a big objective like a Baron or take down the tower, that also adds their own personal counter.
Oh.
So you can see right now that Amazing J. Clearly platinum.
Yeah,
I actually
platinum.
can't. Is that plat or diamond? I actually can't tell because
Look,
you can see
it's
at the
plat.
top BLG are plat.
It's a teal level.
100% plat.
It's definitely plat. He goes to diamond, and the producers in the back are like, not possible!
Well, it told me it couldn't go past gold. So
There we go.
already, it's he's ascended past gold.
That's what happens.
Good job.
You ever tell a
He's
Saiyan
not
that he
hard
can't
stuck.
do it?
Nope.
You can't. Hey, Saiyan, you can't break those cuffs.
Yep.
You're breaking those cuffs.
Yep.
So
100%.
Amazing J, obviously a fan favorite from BLG.
Yep.
100% they won the last game. So if any votes are coming towards BLG, it's all in Amazing J's falling. All of it's in his back pocket.
Yeah. I mean, he is the guy. You know, if BLG, you know, anime team, he's the anime protagonist. You know, he's just like, you can't do it, Amazing J. There's no way you can make worlds, and he's like, watch this. Makes the run.
Got it.
Also, love as Leona, you can if you miss your E, as long as you do it over minions, it's like I was just setting up the minions for my support for my AD carry.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard
Sick
to
support.
believe because at that situation, I don't even think he was trying to aim for the kill there. I mean, for the engage. Probably just getting the push across. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, 100% of the time.
Yep, 100%. One thing to make note of course, even though the kill went into Yanhua's back pocket, a lot of golds in Hackers, because he's been counter jungling, as you mentioned, when he got the Gromp, he continued that. So we're at a point where he got the immediate Tiamat, great matchup for him regardless. So in this case, even though Hacker's going up against somebody that's got the kill, he actually has a lead for himself really early on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the life of a Trundle, pretty much. You know, always the duelist. Subjugate by itself, I mean, especially if you enter a tank matchup, it's just like, nice build you've got there. It's my build now.
Yeah.
And then you just win the trade.
Just do so much
Good
really
sleep.
early on. There we go. That one applied immediately.
He's got an exhaust now. Wonderful. If he's just having a grand old time in the mid lane. At
Yeah.
least he's not playing into an Akali. They did manage to ban that one away.
So you get into a position where, if you're BLG, think about what the composition is trying to achieve. This is a very late game composition. Once again, they're trying to achieve that. And it's another take of Camille Galio, where usually Camille's going through the jungle, but if you're Amazing J, you pick it up for yourself. And Camille as a top laner is actually coming right back up. So you're in a position where BLG, they pick a fight. It's a winning fight. Works well for them. In this case, they can actually try and fend this one off.
It's party time. Spell Shield's not going to save you, Jinzhao. Drop down already to 10%. Road's going to get pulled into the team, and it's just an absolute meat grinder right here. Soon in game, this is way too much CC.
Yeah, they just didn't see Angel coming, honestly, going straight through the river. No wards to catch him out. So Jin Chao didn't even have the reaction to press E when the Strictly Bubble Trouble.
Bubble trouble.
I'm just gonna say
a whole lot
bubble
of
trouble.
There was some trouble with that bubble.
It's a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Didn't see it in time. Got hit by it. Had to back away. So Road ultimately died from it. Really tricky situation now. Angel has full control of the wave.
Yeah, that was real unfortunate. I mean, I like the attempt there from Jin Zhao. It's just like, I'm bubbled. Let's see if the spell shield works. It didn't work. One of us is dying. I'm sorry, Road. It's gonna be you. Yeah. So 1-1 right now, and that kill went also over to Leona. So it's gonna be a very rich Yoon. He's gonna be happy about that.
Of course, Leona, I think, is still level 5 right now. So if you were to,
Yes.
I know my eyes are still deceiving me. You're right.
Yep.
Still level 5. So try and redo that gank again, and it's actually going to be super easy to get the kill on towards Jin Zhao. So no cleanse up, should be up by the next time we see another fight towards the bottom lane. But there's just so much follow-up that even though he, let's say, the Sivir does end up getting the spell shield across, don't see him really getting away from that much follow-up.
Angel with the secure.
Wow.
Ooh, flashing away from that one. That was a real flash coming out from Angel. Road finding himself in the upper side of the map.
You never really see it coming. Teams like this, going up against BLG, you never see Road coming when he ends up going for those roams. Angel recognized there were people there, didn't see how many people were in the area, so ends up having to blow his flash. So Jin Zhao's used to this by this point. He's going to be able to clear this up easily.
Yep. Definitely said op right there, because I was trying to combine top and upper, and it came out as op. I guess that would be... I kind of went Gangnam style, so
yeah.
maybe that's what it is in Korea. It's the up side of the map.
I'm not a fan of this joke. I'm up front here. I do not appreciate
You know,
joke.
a joke that I don't appreciate?
What?
Zoe picking up redemption off of the floor.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Good joke.
Oh, Athena. Something's
at
going
you,
on right here.
coming
Whoa,
after you.
he spotted him.
Yeah,
There's a thief in my mansion.
You know who doesn't know how many people?
Nope, but he
But
doesn't
it's
care.
okay.
He's gonna walk in anyway.
It's kind of like if you were to look into your closet, you don't see a monster, but you're pretty damn sure there's a monster there. Guess
Yep.
what? He
It's
was
under
there
the
all
bed.
along.
Turn around, he's right behind you. Oh, Road. That was not the time to do that.
There we go.
Jin Zhao's going to do what he can, but Road, of course, does have his ultimate, so he's going to walk off a bit of this damage, but he's just CC'd to high heaven.
There we go. That's really what we were talking about getting into the game. The combination, immediate pull as the Zenith Blade comes through. So there was no response that Road was actually going to be able to output. Really, really well done.
Hard doomed.
Yep. Sad face.
Nothing you can do. I mean, what of an adaptation as well, because you would see a Leona being drafted into an Alistar, and you'd be like, I don't know about this one, champ, but the combination specifically with Swain, because it's instantaneous coming off of the Zenith Blade, it just makes it such a good combo. I mean, I can't believe I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, we just don't see a lot of Leonas. Not a lot of people that want to go on.
That's fair, actually, yeah.
I mean, if you want to see Leonas competitively, you go to the LPL.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got Ming. He's obviously a big Leona player.
100%. Brought it in.
The Leona Nocturne combo is definitely a fun one.
Yeah. Road is another, a few times. Not that often, actually.
Yeah.
In fact,
Expected
you would go
some.
towards Bard at times. No one's playing Bard these days, though.
He's always a playmaker. Play Rakan, Bard, Alistar.
Yeah.
Minion
Lumao.
game. Lumao. He's also, yeah, 100%. Oh, no, Road.
Goodbye.
I mean, this isn't a replay, folks. He's about to probably die in the exact same place he died last time. He has to walk all the way around the pillar. And Fury, he's going to drain him to death. He doesn't even give him the ultimate. He's like, you're not even worth it. I'm just going to slowly drain you.
Yep. Full soul fragment. Says you're not worth it. Not worth the time. I'm not going to blow you up. I'm just going to sap you. Really unlucky. Uh-oh.
Get out of there! Oh, flash taunt coming out there from Athena. Minhua wasn't in range though. He's going to follow up. He's going to burn his own flash. Angel low off this one. He's going to flash out of the way and just give him the cask. It's going to be a kill over to Minhua.
Can't run away from it. At this point, no laner has actually gotten used to the Predator Gragas because
It's just too fast.
he just runs at you. You think you get away, but he's like, actually, I've still got the movement speed and does a lot of damage. I have the AP as well, so I can just throw the ultimate not as a repositioning tool, just to blow you up.
I mean,
Don't get used to it.
This is the thing about effective ranges, right? You know, effective ranges is something you start learning about when you're like, you know, gold, platinum, that type of thing, where if you're in lane and it's just like, how far away do I need to be where my opponent can necessarily kill me? Where's the kill range? And with Gragas, you're like, well, he's big, he's fat, he's slow. He does a bit of damage early, but that's really it. Predator just changed the whole game. And then you add AP on top of that, and it's just like, oh, he can kill me from 2 screens away. Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah, so that's a big one. Kill range, and if they have the lethal, they can be at the kill just based off of 30%
just top
AP.
decked it.
Just immediately just throw it out on top of his head. So they'll get used to it. We'll see more Predator builds come through, but it's always fun to see the meta change this quickly. Because as soon as it does, you realize you need to change your own, I guess, priority on how the lane's up. Oh, he's going to blow him
Go
up.
to sleep. Yeah. And still, even if you kill him, still got a lot of damage, Zoe. Fury now under attack. Great flash coming through, though. Dodges out of Rhodes' headbutt.
Fury may not have wanted to actually pull him in. He got the soul fragment, so you know, worth at the end of the day, but he pulled the damn Alistar closer to his head. Why do you got to do that?
There was a Mad Max joke in there somewhere, something Fury wrote. I can't find it though.
As per usual, I do not understand this Mad Max
Okay.
reference.
That's even a recent one, Raz.
I just
I
don't
know
watch
that you don't
movies.
get like, 10-year-old pop culture, but
I don't watch movies at all.
apparently not.
People are talking about Pacific Rim, and I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Oh. It's fine. We're okay.
I didn't even know there was a Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good though. The first one was sick though.
Okay, that's good.
The only cell that you need for Pacific Rim 2 is there is a robot who has a rocket in their arm to punch harder. Solar Flare down, Fury turning around, pops the Ascension, but he's dying very quickly. It's golden time! As Athena rockets down from the middle lane. He's going to get that kill. Yun under attack, but he goes golden as well. But Haka, 1 versus 3, now 2 versus 3. Jin Jiao getting chased down. The Troll King's angry. It's going to be from downtown, a bubble over the wall for another kill.
Going in for the 3-point shot. That was well done from Angel. Honestly, they're still on the side of the map. They could maybe go for the tower here. A little bit more gold in their pockets.
And Angel got himself an Ignite, but he also got himself a kill. 3-5 currently, Suning leading this game in terms of kills, and about to put some hurt onto the bottom lane tower.
It's really well done. I mean, it was first brought by disaster. Fury in front of 4 people. That was pretty rough from Fury. But enough people were rotating in time. You know who has taken it to the head? He's good. Oh, get out of there,
Here comes
please!
Angel, give him the Super Soaker.
He needs to go.
Go home. You're wet. Dry off.
I mean, he's literally in a... Is that an Arctic suit?
I don't really know. It's
He's
not
in a
the, it's not
wetsuit.
the it's not the scuba diving suit.
It was definitely built to be wet.
That one.
All right, speaking of that,
Hex Flash.
Road
Solar Flare.
wants this fight. So he goes in immediately. It's already a 2v1 at this point. Fury's taking up too much damage. At this point, you want to get out of here because the Galio has already set the pace for the fight. Issue is, Suning Gaming have already brought a few people here, and Gragas is nowhere seen. He's nowhere to be seen. So far up to the top side of the map, the BLG cannot rely on him for this fight. So if BLG had that extra member, if Mianhua was plugged into the play, excellent, you've won the fight. Issue is, wasn't the case. BLG takes the fight without their jungler, and it looks pretty bad for them.
Indeed. And I never attribute the early game to BLG and skirmishes. I'm just like, this is just a solid 30-70, not even like a 50-50. It's probably not going to go well for BLG. That's why I was pleasantly surprised watching, Mianhua just kind of tear it up in the jungle right now with this Gragas pick. But yeah, again, BLG kind of back and forth in this early game. Road currently 1-4-1. He's failing the driving test quite badly, and now he's going to walk back to the tower.
At least you take a second chance at the driver's test. I've taken my second one. That's when I passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 times the chance.
I don't know if that's something that you really admit on air, but
I was 1 point off from failing.
Wait, on the second time?
Yes.
All right.
He was a strict man. I was actually having a great time, and he was like, "You're driving too slow." I was like, "What? What?"
I'm just being safe.
I was in a
This is a
residential
pedestrian area,
neighborhood.
friend.
But you know, if Road was a teacher, you'd be like, "Keep driving, go fast, go quickly."
Accelerate. Pedal to the metal.
And that's the problem here with Mianhua. Mianhua wants to be that slow road. Like, we're doing okay, guys. We don't have to. Why is there a fight happening?
Yeah,
in
bro,
the
it's like, go
bottom lane?
faster.
Run! So that's why with BLG, it feels like you're the new jungler coming into the squad. You have to play the tune that your team is singing. And oftentimes it's being sung by Road, the teacher.
It is,
He's
yeah.
the instructor here, and he's
He's a
like,
madman.
"You're playing it incorrectly. Follow me. Follow my lead."
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like I've heard that story before, where it's just like, yeah, my driver teacher was just a bit of an a-hole, and like he was telling me to do this specific thing in a specific way.
Yeah.
And everyone just has their own thing. It's like speed up, slow down, and it's like, well, really, you just have to adapt to your teacher, and in this case, adapt to Road, Because if you
That's
don't follow Road in, he's just going
Follow-
to jump in and die, isn't he?
Follow the road.
Follow the road.
Follow the road.
Hashtag follow the road.
Yeah.
That should be the BLG mod. We have Keep Your Dreams for Team WE. Follow the road should be
There we go.
BLGs. There we go.
That's
I'll suggest that to the BLG manager. There you
It's a great tip for any new jungler that comes into the roster. You might be thinking that they're bringing you in for your skills, your communication. Yeah, perhaps. But there's only one thing you got to do when you come into BLG. Follow the road.
go. Damn straight.
And the road is leading
He's top
them
lane.
to the top side of the
actually.
map.
Who's behind him? Who's on the road?
Nobody. That's
Nobody.
the problem.
No one's on the road.
What are you doing on this road? That's why after this game, Road is going to be like, you guys should have followed me. Jin
Just
Zhao
saying.
had the right idea.
You know why I called myself Road? So people can follow me. No one's doing it. Bottom lane, Fury. And knock down the tower by himself, so hopefully BLG can make something happen on the top side.
No,
Whoop.
there's no way.
Chow out. That was a lot of damage right there. Oh no, Red's right behind him. And he doesn't even get the assist. That feels bad. Hacker, that's chasing out Mianhua right now. He's still pretty squishy. He's been building essentially pure damage. Flashes out of the way of the bubble.
Oh!
But in comes the Swain. And he's managed to latch onto Jin Zhao. Angel from the bottom side and Yoon right behind him. Road about to juke behind his tower, and Hacker. He's feeling going in, but the rest of the team wants out.
Yeah, I don't think Road wanted to take a head, but Pulverizer going in there. I don't even know what play he saw coming into it. Maybe just wanting to protect his team because everyone was getting picked up by the Swain never move. That was surprising that Jin Zhao got hit by it because it was definitely going towards Mianhua. But you're now in a position as BLG where you're top side of the map. The enemy team is taking Rip Trail from underneath you, and I don't think you could take this fight.
We're gonna attempt something right here. Mianhua stepping up, wants to get towards the Herald, down to 1,000 HP. In comes the Hero's entrance, gonna be splitting up the fight, but Hacker's already gone golden. Smite comes down, I don't even know who got that one, as Yoon jumps over the wall. He's gonna be locking down Fury's aggressor. Meanwhile, in the pit, it's just an absolute massacre in the arena. Athena jumps over the wall. Now, Amazing J versus Yoon right now. This is a bit of a weird trade, and Yoon, I don't even know why he's staying around, because Amazing J will win this every single day of the week.
Shot.
Turns around, lands the Q, flashes after, precision
New challenger.
protocol. Fury, great hook coming through. Hook shot, gonna be following after, and Force Lightning will drop him.
Understandably, if I were to go into being observer for the first time, I wouldn't know where to start with that one either. Observer chose the fight on the bottom side while there was a much larger fight happening around the pit itself. It was insane to see.
You choose one and your teacher be like, go faster or go to the other one.
That was insane. Honestly, of course, Amazing J on the bot side, trying to see if he can get someone off. Really pushing Yoon away from joining the rest of his team. That's insane. Now, hopefully we get another replay. Here we go. So there was no reason for BLG to pick this fight. I want to make that one clear because in this position, there is no way they should have been able to if there was a front to back. Issue is, I mean, they came in close-knit. Hacker goes in for an assassination on towards Jin Zhao. I think Suning Gaming, naturally, I think they got the Rift Herald while still taking the team fight victories. BLG is acting as much more desperate than they should be.
It feels like that, right? Yeah, it does feel like they're making just plays that they don't necessarily need to. Almost desperate plays. I think you could definitely use that word right there. And BLG, who actually picked up... Road got it, of course he got it. Road managed to pick up the Herald. So we got something in the end with BLG. If you had to pick a player out of this entire game, you'd be like, okay, there was a mess at the Herald. Pick a player who picked it up. You'd be at Road 100% every single time. You know, he's the one.
He's an objective-focused man.
Yeah.
Amazing J's got his own objective here.
He is, and it's Angel. You got to come back, buddy. Gives him the ultimatum. 3 versus 1, and what do you know? The 3-1.
A lot of people just... Oh, wait a minute. They're going to follow this one up.
Oh yeah, Hacker wants this one. Places down the pillar onto Athena. He's forced back into the mid lane. He's a pretty tanky man, but eventually he will drop to the subjugate. Mianhua, also by himself, has been abandoned by his comrade. He's also going to die to the Swain. And the kill to Fury, 450 gold in the bank. He's a pretty rich bird man.
Yeah, this is why you don't set up the banner, the ceremony on a ship. No, there's no congratulations here. You still need to find that exit strategy. There was nothing there for BLG. They got the nice kill underneath the tower at the very least, but they couldn't finish the job by getting out cleanly. So no way to follow up with the tower mid lane. In fact, if you're sitting game, you could try and aim for that one yourself.
Try for it. I mean, Shao has placed down multiple watermelons, and Road isn't a big fan of the fruit, so he's going to walk away from this one. Just taking a look at the gold totals right here. Again, that's Swain, pretty big. He's currently 1,000 odd gold over Jin Zhao just alone.
And for me, the most important thing is the fact that he was able to immediately land second item, fully gotten his Rod of Ages in 10 minutes into it.
Yeah,
So it's fully stacked. Zonya's locked down so he can actually engage quite frequently himself. The Gargoyle Stone Plate's there for Hacker. So team fighting should be there for Suning Gaming a lot more confidently than BLG.
I expect so. I mean, they also have a 504 Trundle, which is, you know,
nice.
I reckon that's going to help somewhat.
Yeah.
Already has his Gargoyles. I mean,
Chomp
you know,
a few
it's also pretty great.
Give him a good bite.
Yeah. And BLG right here, kind of on the ropes, one might say. We're calling for that third game. I reckon that might be on the horizon right here.
See the discipline coming through from Suning Gaming. So all members have control wards, every single one of them. No one has a random recipe that they think that it's going to be worthwhile in the long thick of things. But no, for them, every single one of them is going to be looking towards I'd say the bottom side of the map. Sure, it's a Cloud Dragon, but they can actually set up for mid lane outer turret. Now what's on your screen is the nerf towards the perfect timing.
No.
So perfect timing from 8 minutes to 10 minutes of reverting that timeline for, you know, random expectation. You would expect people to actually just not get it anymore. If you were to watch the last series, SOFM got it on Trundle.
Yeah,
so,
twice.
Yeah, and then sold it.
Yep.
So he didn't even actually build into the Gargoyle Stone Plate. He's just like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah. He also took biscuits, actually.
Yep.
And the reason I said oh no is because Road tried to activate the Herald in front of Suning, in front of 5 members of Suning. And what did Trundle do? Boop.
Someone. Oh no.
Yeah. So you were distracted by the changes 8 to 10 minutes.
They threw a graphic at me. What am I supposed to do?
It's fair, Raz, it's fair. But my eyes were on the prize, much like Road.
That's true.
Before he just entered the Shaddy away. Unlucky. See, he's a man of the plan, not the man of the execution. That's got to go to someone else.
Yeah.
That's probably Amazing Jay's job.
Definitely dropped Shelly down a well.
Yeah. It's unlucky. Oh, shout out. He's not going to get belly bopped, but he's about to get ultimate bopped. And actually just dropped him in range so he could just hit him with his water pistol. This is not going well currently for Minhua. Oh, flash out of my Fury. He wants him dead. He wants a real dead. Fat Man's on the menu.
There we go. I mean, Fury's played a lot of Swain games. He knows his limits on that one. So getting the flash in so confidently, knows he's going to get the kill on that. So no Minhua on the bottom side of the map. That should be Suning Gaming just cleaning up the towers. Look at how far Athena is. Sure, he has teleport, but he ain't going to be here in time.
Mid lane about to drop right here to Suning. And they're just cascading across the map. 2 towers right now, both dropping. Dual control wards.
Don't break up the control ward relationship.
Nope. Leave them there forever.
Let them have a good time.
Yep. It never gets.
No!
Oh! Rest in peace, Barry. Oh!
Let them
Sally
go at the
dead
same
too.
time. Honestly, you can't leave one being, you know, broken-hearted for that long in the game.
Yeah, make it fast. Make it quick. Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Barry and Sally, 2018 to 2018.
There we go.
Yeah.
They don't have very long lives.
They really do. I mean, some do. If you have a control ward up for, I think it's past 3 minutes, it gets an award, a Medal of Valor. Have you ever read that, Raz? Where you click on the ward and it has like a buff that it gets?
No, I don't.
Yeah. If it survives for like, I think it's 3 minutes.
No, you BS me a lot.
No, this is actually a real one. This isn't even me. This isn't even me trolling. Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. So next time you place down one in your like base, and just leave it there for like 10 minutes and then flick it.
So 10 minutes is the magic number.
No, it's like 3, I think.
3?
Yeah, and it's
Not
like 3
that long.
minutes. Yeah, it's not that long, but I mean, it gets, yeah. I mean, not many wards survive very long. Those 2 wards survived there for like 15 seconds. So 3 minutes in the whole realm of League of Legends is actually quite a lot.
That control ward that he just placed, that's actually, oh, the wards you just mentioned.
Yeah. Barry and
100%,
Sally.
Yeah. Barry and Sally. I don't really regard them as wards at this point in time.
What are they? Fodder? Wards lives matter, Raz.
They're citizens in my heart.
They're citizens of the Rift.
Yep.
There are many denizens. Road kind of barely counts. He's getting caught once again in the mid lane. He's just having a bad day, to be honest. He's got the 2nd level of his ultimate, and he might actually just be able to walk. Oh, no. Leona really wants him dead. Amazing J's into the backline, 1 versus 3. And no, but he's got Ganeo with him. Everybody, jump pumper down.
Oh!
He's looking for another kill. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade right here. Road still alive and killing a ward on brand right now as Athena 2 versus 1 lands the taunt. Visions of Empire. Oh, what a pillar! Lands up onto 2 right there. Athena maybe sacrificing himself for the cow. Hacker.
is so tanky.
He is so, I mean, he's on his last legs, but somehow just refuses to die. Shout out, yet another knockup comes in from Road, the hero of the day. His AD carry is dead, he's dead. Thumbs up, Hacker with the kill.
You got the pillar right on top of the Sivir's death, of course. The tombstone right there. That was a long fight, but it was really just BLG diving straight into the back line, netting the kills, and trying to save Private Athena. It was very difficult. It didn't end up happening, because if you play a long enough fight, you're gonna have at least 3 pillars being placed in succession. So I don't know, it ain't worth your time. That should be a Baron here for Sunny Gaming.
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
or not.
I'm lying, by the way.
Or maybe
Just
not.
kidding.
Amazing J here to sweep up the mess. He's on janitorial duties. And yeah, that's, yeah.
I didn't even look at their HP bars. Oh my god, BLG.
I mean, the observers didn't either. We just assumed it was gonna be a
They were
Baron.
confident, by the way. They were like immediately towards Baron. I just want to see a replay of them taking Baron, not this nonsense. But of course we're gonna do it. So first pillar, get up out of there. On top of Road, he has to flash because with how much damage that has been really just raining on top of his head. So if that Leona stun actually ended up landing, Road's out of the fight, he's dead. But immediately, Amazing J, Athena really saved this fight for BLG. But I already mentioned, CDR on the Trundle pillar, it's pretty short. Athena might think he's going to be able to get out of there, but wreck the pillar. Road thinks he can chase it back. And so from this point forward, it's actually just impossible for BLG to be able to take this win. Even getting the flash out of Jinjiao from that one.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, Road landed a pretty insane amount. I think it was like 3 or 4 double knockups right there coming out from Road, even though he was the pure focus at the start of the fight. So props to him. They will, in the end, lose the fight. But still, it almost looked like a turnaround. I mean, like, I liked what Amazing J was looking for right there. Athena on top of him lands multi-man knockups. And with the amount of CC, it was like, maybe this should turn around. Maybe this actually should be the time, but wasn't the case. Sunny Gaming come out with the 5 kills, though Baron is still alive, and that is just because Baron's apparently a raid boss. Yeah.
But it is the challenge you have to take. Both these teams are going to try and rise to the occasion. Should be Sunny Gaming, by the way, the one that can actually easily take it. They have so much in terms of being able to stop Gragas from getting into the pit, and also being able to start the fight themselves, so they shouldn't have any problems when it comes to picking up Baron in front of BLG. I don't like them A-ramming in mid.
Yeah, I mean, we see this a lot nowadays in the LPL, especially around the middle of the pack. Teams don't really know what to do.
Right now, your Sunny Gaming should have the GP on one of these lanes. At least having a decent enough push in the bottom lane so it can get slow pushing in your favor. Because the problem is, Amazing J can easily get this push across, come back mid, get the flank. He has a lot of flexibility here.
Yeah, I mean, he's essentially just disappeared into Fog of War right here, and Sunny just don't know where he is. I mean, he could be bot lane, could be in the jungle, could be in the river, I don't really know. But right now, they are going to turn themselves towards the lesser objective, which is the dragon, so that's going to be nice for themselves, but they're not really making a huge amount of headway into BLG.
Yeah, these dragons aren't really important for the fights themselves. You got a Cloud Dragon. Sure, it's in combat movement speed. It's very minimal, just because it's the one.
They themselves a pick a mix, really.
Ocean Dragon, Earth Dragon. Team fights happen. It's not going to be because of the dragons unless we get Elder Dragon. So we're at a state right now where Sunny Gaming are not really pushing their cause.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit sad because now that we have 3 of those dragons, Infernals aren't going to spawn. So if you wanted to combat dragons, well, you're going to have to wait till Elder. Which luckily is going to be the next one, hey, but it's not an Infernal. You really want those stats right now. Oh, there's going to be a flash out of the way of that Solar Flare, but a flash for an ultimate, especially Solar Flare on that relatively low cooldown. Not too bad.
These fights are getting really easy for Sunny Gaming to pull off. Take a look at it. 707 out of Hacker. Right now they're sky high. Getting to a point in these team fights where if you are BLG, you're just expending flashes. No way about it. You're expending flashes, getting into a fight, you're just in a disadvantage. The one thing you can lay your hope on is completely in Athena. Of course, last engage that he was able to do, you got, blew up the back half of it. Swain's out of the fight. He's gone. If you can get that across again, they have a great combination to just have that much burst that they were now reliant on.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, we're in a game where Sivir exists, so, 5 million farm Sivir is always an opportunity. Prepare for trouble. Make it spell shielded. Jinjiao's going to get out of this one, and Hacker is completely by lonesome, but he's a Trundle with Gargoyles and Subjugate running, so he's not going to die in a hurry. I believe Road just flashed in the back half of that as well.
Yeah, Road did end up flashing that one. Interesting because, of course, Jin Zhao eating the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Really well done from him. Does he use the spell shield at a proper time. But here comes a re-engage.
Road comes in, looks for the knock-up onto Fury. Athena's here right now with Amazing J. He's trying to actually put on some damage with these watermelons, but Mianhua locked up by the bubble. He's going to be good, but now Suning actually have the inner track.
They got mid priority, but
no
BLG
minions.
can easily push. Yeah, okay. So you can already see them repositioning right back in the center of things. Because if they go way too far in towards the inner tower, then BLG can do the exact same thing. And there's nothing stopping BLG from this area. Remember, they have Storm Razors and Static Shiv, I believe, from Jin Zhao. So his wave clear is absurd. It's actually just obnoxious.
Yep.
Oh!
Instant clear. Road finds the double knockup, but hang on, BLG are actually quite a ways away, and Road's actually just dropped himself down to half. Still feeling this fight though. Amazing J right into the backlines, ultimatum down, and here comes a massive Galio ultimate onto 4. Gets the knockup, gets the kill, now Fury locked down by Athena. That'll be a second kill coming through from Jin Zhao. He's going to find himself a third of the fight as they all walk into the boomerangs. 3 for 1.
That was so well done from Amazing J to just get right in the middle of it. You recognize how tanky he was. Came out of the fight 1 HP, still alive. A bit of hyperbole. I think he was like 50 HP, but nonetheless, he was pretty
1
damn
HP.
low. 1 HP.
0.01 HP.
Didn't think it was possible, but they patched that in.
My God.
You can get into the percentage.
BLG starting off in the Baron. 3 of them here, and Xiao Ao is alive and kicking, but Amazing J with an army of chickens behind him. Gonna jump onto both of these 2 players. And actually BLG, oh, that is a lot of damage onto AJ. They need to actually start body blocking for him, otherwise another pistol is about to clock him. No, he's gonna be good.
So that's the new worry now. This Gangplank coming out of Xiao Ao is gonna demolish you at this point. Moment he starts getting his items, and you already see the damage he's able to do on the Amazing J, that's a really squishy composition coming out of BLG. So sure, you can get the gauge across. Sure, you can maybe kill out Fury or, in this case, Angel. It's the GP that's going to be doing so much damage in the back half of these team fights. So multiple threats from Suning Gaming as the game goes on, much harder for BLG to deal with.
Yeah, real unfortunate that GP was alive at the end of that, otherwise that probably would have been the Baron. But Road, yeah, real hungry for a fight to start, but that barrel completely zoned BLG at the start.
Take a look at this, because as the fights get in, Amazing J immediately into the thick of things, just trying to create a great occasion, or at least opening for Galio to come in. Below up, look how low these HP for the team is. So Sivir could just walk up, net a triple kill fairly easily. Full HP just means that the setup for the fight was the most important thing.
Yeah, Road went off on a bit of rogue mission there at the end as well.
He did.
It's like the start of Rogue One. He just like went in and died for some reason. But really, really nice kill there from Xiao Ao.
Seen too many Hollywood movies. Like, I'll get him at the flank. Didn't need to do it.
Really, really did not.
Oh! Yeah, you stay here.
Oh, that
you stay
pillar! Disgusting coming in from that Trundle.
That's what I love to see out of it, because you have to go up against enough Camille's to be comfortable actually throwing up the Trundle pillar. If you do it at the right time as it's coming out, or at least when she's moving towards it, you got her. But if you do it at the wrong time, she's already gone.
Out, yeah.
So you got to time it properly. She did it properly, exactly on point. Good job.
He hacked him out of the air.
Right into the mainframe.
Yeah. Incredible. Well, that was just a nice pick. Didn't really turn it into anything, but it was pretty good. And it also means that it just, takes Amazing J off the board for a little bit, and BLG harder for them to actually push down the bottom side. Suning deciding to convert this though, looking towards the Baron. It's dying quite slowly because it's actually got a lot of health at this stage in the game, and Mianhua is over the wall.
Wards are down.
He knows it's happening. Barrel roll for Vision. Vision's
They're
of
burning
Empire. Dodging out of this one, pops the ultimate, jumps in, secured by Trundle. And now the fight ensues. Instant kill onto the Grax, and BLG have to get away from this one. Jin Zhao already low. Pops the spell shield. Expect the dash to come through, but Hacker's right here, flashing over the pillar. But Road, everyone is dying one by one from BLG. Finland Empire once again doesn't tag the Sivir, but the entire team is dead.
No
Suning Gaming looking for the kill shot.
Yeah, Jin Zhao's got to get out of here, but they're way too fast. Wait a minute.
Oh, the flash, the pillar, the kill, 600 gold. And Suning Gaming, this is theirs.
Yeah, this got to be game here. Suning Gaming could just have a parade straight through mid lane. 5 objectives that would be able to take down the Nexus. But really well done. They knew they got Amazing J down. Mianhua is very squishy, so if he commits to the steal, he's basically calling himself out of the fight. I think the call here for BLG, of course, in hindsight, is to take the fight rather than try and go for the steal, because going for the steal means that you're just going to be saying, yeah, we'll take the Baron, but we'll have 3 members for the fight. Suning Gaming knew they put them in checkmate.
Yeah, really off of that pick as well. I like the conversion coming in there from Suning. It looked like it was just them going to do nothing. It was just like, all right, cool, we got the pick on the 2 Amazing J, then not much else. But he was down for like 40 seconds. They realized they had a lot of time to play with. They had the setup and the Baron there as well. Obviously, that's going to be a bit of a gut punch there for the old AJ as we move into our 3rd game. Potentially could have been BLG closing this one out, especially how the last team fight went as well for them.
And you can see how close the series really is. The BLG are really challenging just based off the team fights. Amazing J has got his carries. He's on the Camille, may not be able to get it in game 3 with how well he's performing.
Yep.
But he's able to find himself in the back line, consistently pressuring. They didn't have the goal lead, but they were definitely forcing Suning Gaming in an uncomfortable position. They ended up getting back towards the Baron once again, but they got the right fight.
Indeed. And the other thing was like, they could actually stall out there because Jin Zhao was obviously becoming monstrous.
Yep.
You know, we obviously saw the damage when he's untouched in a team fight and Civic can actually get those ricochets off. Did a lot of damage. A lot of damage, but wasn't the case in the end. Unfortunately, that pick and then Suning Gaming just making decisive plays. You know, we spoke about this earlier about Suning, but they're a team who will actually make the plays, you know, either when it's presented to them or to open up an opportunity for themselves.
Yeah. I think if you're BLG in this situation, as you mentioned, you could try and elongate the game a little bit. And the calls are important here because they found themselves with a really good mid-game composition around Camille Galio and the Gragas as well for the burst. But they realized that there was no real damage coming out of the Sivir just yet. That if they had a good setting for the fight, she can clean up. She's a great janitor. But if you're in a position where the Sivir has to deal the damage in those fights, you can see the Trundle just walking at her because he had so much outright resistances that she wasn't going to be able to deal with. So unfortunate for Jin Zhao because I thought that he had a pretty good game. Even dealing with the fact that Alistar was going up the top side of the map so frequently. So good game from him, but it's not going to net you the win.
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate from a lot of different angles. I think Road definitely did a bit of redeeming, but also did a lot of dying throughout the game as well.
It's so hard, dude. I give him everything. It's one of those moments when you're going up in this game, there's just so much CC threat on top of you. Talking about Zoe, and guess who's going to eat that? It's going to have to be the Alistar. Because carries are ever in a bad position. He has to body block, so a lot of the time he's putting out his own neck for this. In this fight in particular, take a look at this. He's trying to help Athena out, so he actually doubles down in the team fight. He could leave himself and Athena could die, but they need to make their ground here. Stand their ground, that is.
Yep.
So that if the outright fight wins in Suning Gaming's favor, no Athena, that they can just move towards Baron. It's a really bad position for BLG, so he's thinking about 10 steps ahead.
I mean, honestly, in that last team fight there was actually a small chance for them to get the full turnaround. Sivir with the spell shield was actually clutch onto that claw that came through, and so it's like, well, Sivir has mana, let's go in once again, you know? So I think Road actually in the team fights when he was actually alive actually had pretty good decision-making, but the problem was usually because of the decision-making leading up to the start of a fight, he'd just be instantly dead. And I think that happened in bot lane a lot.
There were a lot. For this composition, it's actually difficult looking at the Suning's comp and saying who starts this fight. Ultimate answer is Camille Galio, but Camille's top laning. So a lot of the fights were happening in the bottom side of the map. That means you need to commit to the teleport for the Camille. It's not going to happen really early on because she's picked in to deal with the gangplank. So that's why their discovery is that they needed to send the Alistar top lane so they can get some topside fights happening, so they can actually make use of their composition. Because if the Alistar is going in for a headbutt pulverize, bad news. You're going to die fairly quickly, and there's no one else that's going to really fly on top of you. So that was just BLG recognizing pretty late into the game, I would say 10 minutes, seems like to me, that they need to shift who starts the fight and need to be a lot more the Camille.
Yeah, and our MVP, let's take a look.
Is it
Who's it going to be? Don't look behind us.
Oh no!
Who is it? Oh, it's Hacker. Wow, I didn't know.
He was a beast. 9-0.
Yeah, he was definitely a problem. I mean, you kept seeing the kills rack up and him just not dying, and then him pick up gargoyles and then still not dying, and then still doing 1 billion damage.
I was about to say that I'm very sad when it comes to these graphs because there's no damage taken percent. It's literally right there, 25%, because he was able to walk up to a lot of damage on BLG's side, and he was taking nothing because he rushed down the gargoyle stone plate. So for his mindset, he needed to be upfront tank, so you can allow his carries to thrive, and he was able to do the job.
Yep, He really was. I mean, the Trundle was just a massive part of that win because he was basically Mundo, but Mundo hits really hard, and it's Trundle, you know, because he's instead of a cleaver, he's got a club, a really big club.
We should. I mean, we name a lot of things.
Yep.
We should probably find a way to name the club or the Trundle Pillars, because there was that last team fight that we actually showed that we saw 3 of them. So I'm not saying give 3 names, but at least have a name for the Trundle Pillar because it seems to be the major reason why they're winning these fights.
I mean, specifically if he knocks them out of the air, or are you just talking about the pillar in general?
Just the pillar in general.
Just the pillar. I mean, its name is Pillar of Ice, isn't it?
Oh, really?
So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, every ability in the game.
All right.
has a
I mean,
name,
you're saying the ability name.
Yeah.
I'm saying the object itself, but I guess we can call it pillar.
I mean, you know, it's like a Pillar of Ice. If it's a traditional Trundle, then it's Pillar of Filth. If it's the policeman, then it's a traffic cone.
We need the traffic.
The traffic cone. Yeah, he didn't have a traffic cone there, though. No. We knocked the queen out of the air. Let's take a look at the final fight, actually, that happened. See how the Trundle did. I heard it for a second. Oh, there we go.
Oh, got it.
And I think, again, this goes down to decision-making, because you're right, Mianhua's over the wall, but what's the grand plan here, BLG? Even if he gets to steal, what happens?
So that's 100%. Remember, Camille's dead. So we already made a mention of the fact if Gragas goes for the steal, he's dead. Even if they get the Baron, they lose the fight because it's an outright 3v5. And sure, Amazing J comes back into the fight, comes back late because he has to teleport, respawn. There's too much that is in favor of Suning Gaming.
Yeah.
So for SNG, I mean, if you're BLG in this instance, a lot of it comes down either take the fight or back away and say, we'll try and defend around Baron. So that's the decision. It's a tough call either way, but it's either taking the game to a longer state where you can say we have enough wave clear, we have a Sivir.
Yep.
Or we're ending it now. I guess they just chose that option.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, and it was also just tracking the Trundle through that fight. I mean, absolutely just monstrous.
Yeah.
It was just a sad day for Jinjiao. He was just standing there throwing boomerangs, and Trundle was just continuing to walk towards, and he was like throwing boomerangs. There's nothing he can do. Literally nothing you can do against a Trundle who's just that big. And it's also annoying when you have a tank, it's just like subjugate, and it's just like, all right, cool. I guess I just don't do anything for the next 10 seconds. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll see who will win this best of 3.
苏牛队员不会为遗憾找借口，必须变强，必须进步。